we would just take a little peruse through some of these more interesting varieties that we have. And
now,
have a little...
Did you say peruse because they're from Peru?
Anywho, so we thought that we would just kind of have a little pepper chit chat and talk about some of these varieties that we got. Okay, so here's what we have. The Aji Charipita. And this is a very tiny, 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 tiny pepper. It's like the size of a pea. And these are from Peru. I have been absolutely fascinated by this pepper since I first learned about them a couple of years ago. That's how big they are. They're super tiny. And I was like, I'm dying to get my hands on these. And I don't know. I was like, I need them. And then we found out that they had them growing at the Hill Country Hot Pepper Farm. So we grabbed a bunch of them. So,
I mean, he told us that it's kind of an expensive pepper because of their labor intensive. So, they were hard to pick. And, I mean, you can see, this is 3 ounces, 0.3 ounces of pepper here. And, I mean, I don't know how long it took us to pick them, but you have to, go into every branch and, peel the peppers off. So it's very labor intensive to pick one of these bushes.
One of the reasons why this is a very intriguing pepper is because there is a lot of, I would call it mystique and almost mythology around it, as there is with a lot of peppers, especially the super hots. It's been called the most expensive pepper in the world, with some pretty incredible numbers being thrown around for how much people have paid per pound. I have seen anywhere from $1,000 per pound up to $11,000 a pound. I've looked into this, and apparently that none of those are really substantiated. So I don't think that there's any real truth to anyone paying $11,000 a pound for these peppers. This is apparently it's a very prolific pepper, and it does grow really pretty easily, so you can get a lot of them, but the time it would take to harvest them is significant. So for comparison purposes, this is 0.3 ounces of the Aji Charipita, and it equals about 25 peppers or so. We did a quick count on it. This is one pepper that we picked of another variety. And this also weighs 0.3 ounces. So if you compare the two, you can see that it takes a lot more of these to equal 1 pound. So I can see how the cost of that would really come into play. But there does, the figures got pretty wild out there. And I guess it was really started from some internet article that, I don't even know who first posted it or where it came from. But, that was where the whole kind of thing about it costing like $1 bazillion a pound came from. But, I'd be willing to bet that a pound of these would cost quite a bit, because it's going to take a lot of peppers to equal a pound. So the truth to that, I can see that being pretty pricey. They are about 50,000 Scoville units, I believe.
Yep.
That's the rating on them. So even more intriguing, they're these tiny, tiny little berry-sized peppers, and they're really hot.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're supposed to be really sweet and citrusy. Yeah. And so I found this a really exciting pepper to try, and we did get to try one. The day that we picked them, we got to eat one in the field. So we're gonna try a couple now. Cheers! Super juicy.
Yeah.
And there's immediate heat.
Yeah. So I get a burst of juicy, fruity flavor, and then heat. It almost feels like a tincture. Like as soon as you it's weird. It's a weird feeling.
And you can feel the heat go, it spreads throughout your mouth really quickly. So one little pepper, that gets your mouth going,
Definitely.
That's amazing. The taste of this is it's not quite as sweet as I would like it to be.
It's like a citrusy, sour.
Yeah, it's more like citrus bitter, I think, is kind of what I get out of it. But I really like these, and I've been thinking about, it'd be fun to try to grow them.
Yeah,
I mean, apparently it's not like this extra difficult pepper or anything, so I'd really like to give it a try.
Yeah.
The other thing that's cool about it is that my understanding is that this is a very ancient variety of pepper, and like the heat's already pretty much gone.
Yeah, I ate the second one and it didn't really heat up my mouth at all again. So it's.
There I go.
Yeah, very good.
And they're just cool, like there's something about that whole pepper mythology which really attracts me to peppers in general. Like, I'm fascinated, and I don't know of any other, fruit that has like this whole mysterious world around it of things that like may or may not be true. They're like legends of these different fruits, and like I just think that's kind of cool. It can make it a little difficult to try to find out what's accurate information and what's not, but I also really like a good story, so I really like just hearing these cool tidbits of, interest about stuff.
So now that she already let the cat out of the bag, this fruit that she was talking about is another rare pepper that was grown at Hill Country, and this is the Aji Jobito. Now, this pepper is from Venezuela, and from what I've read about it, it's a very rare find. Now, it's a Chinense variety of pepper, but there's basically no heat in it. It's a cool-looking little pod.
It's like the same thing, but bigger.
Yeah, it almost looks like a bigger version. So these, like I said, there's no heat to it, so.
Look at that pop.
A beautiful pop to it.
Watch, I'll get like a rogue.
So fairly medium thick walls. Very fruity, sweet. It is a delicious pepper too.
So
this
good.
One,
I wish we got more of these. These are like.
I wish we had more time out there, because if we knew what we were getting into, it would have been maybe picked a little differently.
Oh, yeah.
But
good to know for next time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these ones, so, we both ate one. There's no heat. If I don't even know if there's a detectable level of heat in these. It's like you almost think that it's going to start to ramp up on you, but it doesn't. And so it's really cool. These are just beautiful, and they're just delicious. So if you can get these, get them. They're really cool.
Yeah. That would be great to add, to like a sauce or a salsa or something like that. If you wanted something with heat, you could add heat to it. But flavor-wise, amazing pepper right there.
Yeah, it's a very light taste.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it would be great, like in a salad. Just to have in a salad would be.
It's a very refreshing pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like any kind of raw vegetables or something, this would go really nicely.
Yeah. Vegetable plate.
Any kind of like
dip,
like a cheese tray, like a charcuterie. If you had like these in a bowl or something, oh my god, that'd be so good. Also, I love charcuterie, and now I want some. So put anything on a tray with some cheese, and I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, lastly, so we picked these peppers, and I kind of really have no idea what these are. He might have told us, and I don't remember. Looking it up, I found two peppers that resemble this. And to me, when I first looked, it looked like a Thai pepper. And there is a yellow Thai. And yellow Thais, are usually right around, Thai peppers are around 100,000, 50 to 100,000 Scovilles. Also, there's an aji lemon, which somewhat resembled this. I kind of don't think it is an aji lemon, but aji lemons are 30 to 50,000 Scoville heat units. They're also from Peru. I kind of hope it is, because they're supposed to be very citrusy and delicious as well. We know what Thai peppers taste like. I've grown them,
But we never had yellow.
Never had yellow.
That'll be really cool if that's what this is.
And while researching the Thai peppers, I also came across another variant that was called the Christian pepper. With a K.
Christian,
Christian, Kristian pepper. And that one was 30 to 76,000 Scoville units. So, like I said, we really don't know what it is, but we grabbed a couple of them just to try them. The reason I thought it was a Thai pepper, because they grew facing up. That's the only pepper I know of that grows up like that. If I'm wrong, I mean, somebody want to let us know.
Yeah, definitely enlighten us if you have any info, because we want to know.
Definitely would like to know.
What do you think this one's going to taste like? Do you think it's going to be like a citrusy, or do you think it's going to be like a floral?
I think floral and bitter.
I think there's going to be a bunch of heat in it.
Well, we'll find out.
Cheers. Oh my goodness. What a juicy pepper. That's what it looks like. That was a little sweet, citrusy, juicy.
Wasn't what I was expecting.
No bitterness yet, but I haven't gotten to the seeds.
Yeah.
Did you get any?
Not really any bitterness at all.
Oh, wow.
Definitely a little heat to it.
Wow, that was really delicious. That was... And heat-wise, I
mean, it was probably around 50,000 maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't even, if that.
Very low level.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a little bit of zip. So if you were adding it into something, or for someone who wants like a little bit of heat and not anything that's going to melt your face.
Yeah, I mean, it's warmer than a jalapeno, but it was nowhere near as hot as a habanero.
It's delicious. It's
It
all in
real
your
good.
tongue. Yeah. It's not like there's nothing crazy happening. My
Again,
eyes aren't watering.
I mean, if anybody can tell us what this is, that'd be great.
If you've grown any of these, also, please let us know what your experience has been. I would really like to try, giving some of these a shot and seeing how we do with them, just to give it a go.
Yeah.
Pretty delicious.
Yeah.
So that was our little pepper exploration for the day. Trying some new varieties.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're able to get our hands on some, because like I said, I mean, we're fairly new to the pepper world, so there's so many varieties and so many different variants and that we haven't seen or heard of or touched or anything. So
yeah, it's endless.
To be able to touch these peppers and be able to eat them and taste them is pretty amazing. So
all right, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, if you like these videos, just hit the like button, subscribe. Have a great night.
Bye.